JAÅ-Z.
Ryan. Virgo season.
This is a public service announcement. I know that a lot of us are on our Eat, Pray, Love. I'm trying to be the best that I can be. Use the deodorant with the aluminum in it. Okay? Okay? It is getting hot outside. Use the deodorant with the aluminum in it. Okay? Do us all a favor. Okay? Thank you. Thank you.
I have tried, and I never made it outside of the house because it just felt like I wasn't applying enough. Apparently, it's just, yeah. Every time I look at the deodorant and I want to do the like no aluminum stuff, I remember the North remembers.
The North remembers. Okay?
so
It ain't
yeah,
even
nah,
as hot as
yeah,
it could
nah.
be yet. Please use the deodorant with the aluminum in it. Okay? Do us all that favor.
It's
Okay.
pretty
Thank
bad
you.
out. It's pretty bad out there. It's pretty bad.
It is, but we haven't hit like our long time. Like we haven't had our heat wave yet. You know what I mean? Like it's been hot, but it hasn't been like unbearable as yet.
Yeah.
And some of y'all have already started. Bring
Mm.
that back. Bring it back. Aluminum. Aluminum does the job. Okay? It does what it needs to do.
You won't. You'll be in good company. We all gonna die together. Okay, it's okay.
Listen,
If everybody dies at the same time, then
it is
how are
what it
you the weird
is.
one? How are you the weird
Like,
one? I mean,
you know
I
what I
don't know.
mean?
It is what it is.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay, thank you. It's not enough baking soda and natural deodorant to cover the musty. That's all I'm saying.
Whew.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. All right. So this week, I'm gonna just preface this episode with I'm on a flight in a few hours,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm doing this out of the kindness of my heart, and we can't do the long-winded like we normally do. Last week, I got a long ass episode. This week, I'm hoping for not. Okay, and it's also not going to be edited the way last week's episode was edited. Um, but yes, we are here, and I have something for you this week. So, woohoo! All right. Oh Lord, what are you drinking? What is that? Why? Why? Why?
Because we got a late start this week, and I needed something to keep me jazzed up.
We are recording at the butt ass of midnight. That's what I don't know where that term came from, and I'm running with it. That's when we were recording this week. So
And so
let's get to it.
I'm cut watering up. You know what I said? I told Jasmine. Jasmine told me never to drink cut water again.
The comments were amazing this week.
Jasmine said, "Don't ever do that again." Unfortunately, Jasmine, I
Here
had
we
to.
are. Here we are.
But I decided that I really do want to get into edibles, so there may be an episode in the near future
No, no, no,
where I'm
no,
gonna be
no,
on
no,
an
no,
edible.
no, no,
I'm
no,
just saying,
no, no,
you
no,
won't
no,
know.
no. Okay, so
You won't know.
I'm gonna tell you as a edible what do you call it? Master. Um I only had one experience. Only had one. I'm gonna just say it will take you for the ringer, and you won't know when it's coming or when it's gonna happen. You'll be in the middle of a sentence, and we'll be talking about something real good and juicy, and then you'll just be stuck.
I mean,
Sort of
I'm
like
stuck
that. Sort
now.
of like that. No, no, no. Like stuck. Like you think you're saying words, but no words are coming out. Like that's how bad. Like we cannot record a show that way. No, it's not
Okay.
possible. No, no,
Okay.
thanks. Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do
Okay.
it. Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it. All right, continue.
So with that being said, we have topics. I have an Am I the Asshole? There's a
Okay.
lot that happened this week.
Yeah.
There were a whole bunch of topics that I thought we were going to discuss, but quite frankly, we want to keep it light, bright, fun, entertaining,
Yes.
all that good stuff.
Yes.
Um, so I don't know that we're going to be covering all of the topics. I've already asked one of the topics that I had in my notes. Um,
Beautiful.
so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with my Am I the Asshole? And this one is short but sweet.
Okay.
And I think we'll both agree on this one. Ready?
First of all, you got to get more "Am I the Assholes" that we're gonna have difference of opinions
Oh,
on,
differences of
because
opinion on. Okay.
that would make it more interesting for the people.
Okay.
But go
Okay.
ahead.
No problem.
Mm-hmm.
I have always been close with my youngest sister. When she got engaged last year, I was genuinely happy for her. Since I'm doing pretty well financially, I offered to pay for their honeymoon as a wedding gift. It was going to cost around $5,000. She cried, hugged me, and told everyone how grateful she was. Fast forward to the wedding planning. My sister started acting completely different. Everything became about money and appearances. She constantly made comments about how my boyfriend wasn't quote unquote successful enough compared to her fiance, and she would joke that I was the quote unquote practice child while she was the favorite. I ignored it because I didn't
Oh.
want drama. Then came the bridal shower. During a game, someone asked who in the family was most likely to stay single forever. My sister immediately pointed at me and laughed. Everyone got quiet. She then said, "Well, let's be honest. She's almost 30 and still hasn't figured it out." People awkwardly laughed, but I was humiliated. After the shower, I confronted her privately and told her that she had hurt my feelings. What she said hurt my feelings. She told me I was being sensitive and that it was just a joke. A few days later, I found out that she had been telling people that my honeymoon gift was the least I could do because I don't have kids or real responsibilities. That was the final straw. I called her and told her that I was no longer paying for the honeymoon. She thought I was
Mm.
bluffing. I
Mm.
wasn't. Now
Mm.
she and her fiance are scrambling because they had already booked a resort, assuming I'd cover everything. My parents are furious and say I ruined her wedding over a few comments. My sister says I'm jealous of her happiness and intentionally trying to sabotage her big day. Meanwhile, I feel like nobody would expect me to spend $5,000 on someone who repeatedly disrespected me. Am I the asshole? No. But go ahead, Ryan.
No. Like, what? Like, I refuse. Like, I just sent you something today about Virgos that sent me this morning.
Yeah.
It was like, we will give, and people will just start to assume that that giving is just a normal, and
Yeah.
stop appreciating it. And yeah, when you've flipped that switch on the Virgo, we've put like a little latch on the other side of the switch, because it can't go back in the other direction. It's just not going back in that direction. You done did it now. I'm sorry. You booked this what is it, honeymoon,
Mm-hmm.
and you gonna have to pay for it. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you. Well, first of all, I'm trying to figure out how this happened. You said you're gonna pay for it. They said, okay, we're gonna book it, and then they was gonna ask you for the money. Like, how they gonna book it without having the money in hand first? It don't make sense.
It don't make sense. Also, don't bite the hand that's feeding you. Like,
Don't
what do
don't
we
do that. Don't do
like?
that.
Even if you feel a certain way about me, keep that to yourself.
At
Especially if
least
I
until after
said,
the honeymoon.
like, at least until after that deposit has been made and that final payment has cleared. Because what
What?
are you
What?
stupid? As
Are
Remy
you
Ma would
dumb?
say, are you dumb?
Are you
And
dumb?
yes, the answer is yes. Because the thing about it is, number one, you can't tell me that my boyfriend is less successful than your fiance when your fiance couldn't afford to pay for your honeymoon. Catch
Yikes!
that. Catch
Yikes!
that. Y'all would have hated me
Yikes!
from the minute because I am not Michelle Obama. Okay?
Hell.
You go low, I'm taking it to the basement of hell. What are we talking about right now? What are we talking? It's the least I could do because I don't have kids and responsibilities. You don't have kids on responsibilities and you still can't afford a honeymoon. So who's winning, sweetheart?
Mm, mm-mm.
And to my parents, I would tell you to kiss the rawest part of my ass so fast because what do you mean I ruined it over a couple of comments? I'm not gonna allow nobody to disrespect me, and you shouldn't allow nobody to disrespect me.
Cause what kind of family is this? What kind of parents are these? Like,
Like,
it's just so crazy. Like, yo, and we wonder why they don't have enough therapists for people, because everybody's screwed up.
everybody talk about something. You gonna
It's
ruin her day over a
what?
few comments. She ruined her day over a few comments because she didn't have to say
Yikes!
it. Like she didn't have
Definitely
to
not.
say it.
Definitely not.
Please, please, for
Oh
the love of
my!
God.
Yikes!
Kept it short and sweet. See, not long winded. We both agreed. Perfect for the day. If it was one where we
Perfect.
disagree, we'd still be going.
I might still be able to make my flight. Let's go. Keep it moving.
All right. Somebody I never thought that we would talk about on this show because he's not my ministry and I genuinely don't like his music. But YG dropped an album this week called The Gentleman's Club on June 19th. And within 48 hours, one track had the entire internet in two camps with no middle ground. The song is called Tiffany. It's a 6-minute storytelling track about a man named Chris who meets a woman at the club, brings her home, and discovers she's a trans woman right as things are about to get physical. The first half of the song is seductive and cinematic. Then the beat shifts. Chris spirals into a rage. Tiffany begs for her life. He physically assaults her. Eventually, the perspective switches to Tiffany herself, scared, hurt, laying in the mud, just wanting to be loved. One side is praising YG for putting the reality of trans panic violence into a song form that forces listeners to, sit in discomfort. The storytelling is being called a masterclass. Critics and trans creators are pushing back hard, saying the song reinforces the exact harmful mythology that gets trans women killed, the deception
Mm.
framing, the idea that a violent reaction is somehow understandable. They argue that regardless of intent, the narrative the song hinges on is one that has historically been used to justify real world violence against trans women. And I mean, if you go to the comment sections of any blog, especially any black blog that has posted about it, the comment sections are doing what the comment sections are doing.
Mm.
Um, I listened to it because it was on Threads, and I was like, I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't read properly, and I thought this was YG admitting that he was attracted and dating like a trans woman. That's what I thought I was going into, um, when I first saw it, and then I was like, well, now this is dope because least expected human in music that I would have
Mm.
thought to do something like this. I listened to it. I agree. The beginning of it was good. I think the violence was unnecessary.
Mm.
Only be and because it's always a nuanced conversation when it comes to like trans identity and this quote unquote deception that people claim that trans people have. I think people fail to realize that it is dangerous to disclose your identity as a trans person because of the reality of said violence, right? Like, there was something that was online recently too about a woman who went on a date and she said they had a great time. They were talking on the phone. Everything was great. They met in person. After they met in person and they went their separate ways, the person disclosed to them that they were a trans man, and she felt that she had been deceived. And told them like, unfortunately, not unfortunately, she was like, I'm not attracted to trans men. Like, this is never gonna work. Yada yada yada. You should have told me in the beginning, and I think that you lied by omission. And people in her comments were like, yeah, 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 he lied by omission. I don't know that that's true though.
This is a okay. First off, I'd like to say like I do my best to be an ally to all of the letters and the pluses. I do that, and I do that out loud on purpose because you don't have that many black men out here speaking up when they should. All right,
Right.
I'm
Right.
gonna say that. I'm gonna preface it with that. Um, this I would say I lean on the side of this being more destructive than it is bringing awareness. I think if you were going to do something like this, you should have spoken to trans people,
I agree.
trans women in general, and figure out what they are actually going through and how they would want to have this story be portrayed in a way that is as respectful as possible.
I
Um,
agree.
I think with that being said, I am, I don't know, part of me feels like it is a good thing that people are actually having a conversation about it, but the other part of me is like, this is the internet and the internet has no chill
It doesn't.
and is not respectful. So I don't know. Coming from knowing and speaking to a few trans people, I don't believe that something like this, like people make it seem like people are just like trans women, trans men are just out here trapping people. Like they
Right.
just going outside trapping
Right.
people, especially on the side of trans women, right?
Right.
They're just going out and trapping people. That is not the case. We're talking about their lives here. Like this
Right.
is a very dangerous situation. So
Right.
for people to just be like, "Oh, whoops, guess what? I got a penis. Let's keep it moving." Like they're not going to do that because
Right.
what? They want to live to see the next day. That's what they want to do.
Exactly.
And so a lot of the times they've been having a lot of conversations with people. They've already told these people that they are what they say that they are. And then these men are like, okay, I'm into that. And then after the fact or during the fact or whatever the fact, they have a change in heart or a change in mind or whatever. And then they want to, because they regret whatever choices they've made, they want to retaliate with violence. And
Right.
That is not the case. There's so many trans women out here that are showing up or not showing up, but are going missing and showing up dead because of situations like this where
Right.
people are trapped in a closet or struggling with whatever um sexuality that they have or whatever, and then retaliating in ways that are not what
Necessary.
necessary, whatever. Yes. So I I I want to say, people, please have some grace for trans women. Also, people will be like, okay, well, oh, I was trapped. I didn't know that these people were well, I just explained that portion. Also, the other side of that is people act like they are not attracted to potentially attracted to people that have transitioned. There's so many people walking around amongst you that you have no idea
I
are trans people. You will see these people walk up and down the streets, and the same people who say that they're straight and all of that stuff catcall and do all of the things as if, they would do with any other woman walking up and down the streets. And so I think what happens is people are because people are so homophobic or whatever, so sort of phobic, whenever they feel like they've been deceived in any sort of way, even though they have not been deceived, people are just living their life, and you are having a human reaction to whatever you're seeing or whatever the case may be, they want to act up and act like violence is never the answer, people. Violence is never the answer. And
in this
that's all
situation,
I'm
sometimes violence is the answer, but in this
okay.
particular situation, it
All
is not
right.
the answer.
All right. I just want to say, have grace. Everybody's a person. People
No, you're
have
right.
lives. Understand people's story. I say you can't hate people unless, like, if you get to really know people's story, I don't think you can really hate anybody, really. But
I agree.
that's just me. Please have some grace for people out here, and um, stop killing trans women. Stop inflicting violence on trans women, please.
Because the reality of the situation is you were attracted to that person, regardless of trans or not. You were attracted to that person. You found out this person disclosed to you that they are trans. Does not negate your attraction. Also does not mean that you're gay. We're stuck in this loop where men feel that they have to be hyper masculine, and the hyper masculinity is causing you to kill other people. And there's no need for it, because if you're not, you're attracted to this person, and if you've convinced yourself that you could not date or be in a relationship with a trans woman, then just stop talking to that person.
Plain and simple.
It's really that easy.
Plain and
It's
simple.
really that easy. It's really easy for you to say, you know what? Unfortunately, I that is not that's not something that I can wrap my head around. I cannot move forward with this. Can't move forward, so we need to go our separate ways. And then if someone comes to you and they're like, "Oh, I heard you dated a trans woman, or you were with a trans," all you can say is, "I didn't know until she disclosed to me, and unfortunately, that's not my preference." And then the world keeps spinning.
Yeah. Let
The
these
world keeps
women
spinning.
let these women live their lives, because guess what? There's gonna be somebody that's into that, and now you're depriving not only the person that would be into that, but the person that's gonna be able to receive that. We are all people here. We're all
I just want
people.
y'all to realize that it's not that serious. Like
It's
sexuality
it's it's
and
not.
sexual preferences are truly not that serious, because it's not my business. It's not my business who you sleep with. As long as everybody is consenting adults, it is not my business.
It's like if you have a penis and you're not into penises, don't have sex with people with penises.
That's it.
If you have a vagina and you're not into people with vaginas, don't have sex with people with
I
vaginas.
say this all
Like,
the
what's so
time to my
hard? What's
women
so hard
friends.
about that?
I say this all the time to my women friends. I can tell you without a doubt that sexuality is not a choice, because I would not choose to be attracted to men. I wouldn't. I can't help it. That's what I like. I've thought about it. I've said, you've been single. Maybe you can date a woman. And then I thought about it, and I can't, because the parts just, it's not working for me. And that's okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
Oh
not,
man.
I'm innately attracted to men. Now, another conversation that has to be had that I have to have with myself and think about is, does that also translate to trans men? That's not a conversation or a thought that I've actually ever had, right?
Right, right.
I don't know because I've never thought about it. So that's a thought to be had. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if I liked somebody and it was a man or whatever, and he came to me, he was like, I'm actually trans, I'm not going to stab him.
Yeah. That's another thing. That's another thing. Be mindful of what you say and who you're saying. Well, just be mindful of what you say,
Mm-hmm.
personal. Because I say this all the time. Trans people are walking amongst us, and you
Easy.
have no idea.
Not
You
even a
have no
little bit.
idea. And so you being offensive, thinking that like you're being cool because you're speaking in a specific way, is literally offending a person that probably doesn't have the parts that you think that they have. And so just like, people, like, how do I say this? And it's so hard. Like, lead with love, please. Like people,
It's
like,
that simple.
I don't
Mind your
understand.
business
Who
and lead with
cares?
love. Because honestly, the more worked up a person gets about someone else's sexuality that does not impact them in any way, lets me know that you are hiding something.
Mm.
Okay? We could pull Javon on this podcast, and Javon could tell you stories about how many times lesbian women have approached me outside in the wild when we've been out. Have I
Mm.
now gone on a crusade and been like, I'm it? No. I just tell them, unfortunately, sweetheart, it's not me. And I
Listen,
keep it moving. That's it.
this the same way that if I'm approached by a cis woman that is attracted to me for whatever reason and I'm not interested, I can be like, all right, no, thank you, or whatever. It's very simple. It's the same
Very
sort of,
simple.
it's the same exact scenario. Same
Very
exact
simple.
scenario.
I'm not gonna hold you when a lesbian be like, yo, I'm like, not me being.
Oh my
But
God.
it's not my thing. Okay?
Hey,
Anyway, leave people alone.
leave
That's the
people
bottom line.
alone. Yeah, yeah,
And if a trans person thinks that you were safe enough for them to disclose to, take that as a compliment and react accordingly. And
yeah.
accordingly means if you're attracted and you're willing to explore, explore. If you're not, then just say, I'm sorry, unfortunately, I'm not there yet. It hasn't crossed my mainstream. And keep it moving. There's no need for all the other nonsense that y'all be doing out here.
Mm-mm.
In other news of, you really didn't have to do all this. So we already know, we talked about it last week. The Knicks won their first championship in 53 years. The parade happened. Millions of people flooded Lower Manhattan.
Oh, that's
Yet
not Knicks. This
somehow,
time, this time it's Liberty. My bad. I was pointing to my hat. Thing. Sneak.
somehow, one of the most viral moments of the entire celebration was a woman in Knicks gear walking up to one of the city's limited edition blue and orange commemorative trash cans, dumping the contents onto the sidewalk in front of everyone and walking away with the bin. She rode home on the subway with it. True New Yorker. By
Wild.
Tuesday, she was identified as Angie Baez, 40, at the time an executive director of community and industry
40.
engagement at JPMorgan Chase. Before that, she'd held a DEI executive role at the Infatuation. Somebody got JPMorgan on the phone and they said, we don't know that woman. She no longer works here. She was fired. She returned the trash can Wednesday morning. The Department of Sanitation issued her 2 summonses, 75 for littering and 100 for impeding sanitation operations. The MIPD didn't receive any formal complaints against her, so she lost her corporate job and got fined $175 and then had to take the trash can back to the Department of Sanitation and became the face of a news cycle. I just want y'all to know
Mm.
that it is never that serious because they are selling those trash cans
So,
online.
so, all right. A couple things. 40 is wild to me. I would have not said 40. I'm 40. I'm 40 today. I can't. I don't know. There's a couple people on the internet that say that they 40 as well that I'm just like, yikes. But it is what it is. But so the thing about it is you could be high powered in high powered positions and still be a dumbass.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's like this should give y'all some hope. Like you don't
yeah.
have to be the best of the best to get to the bag, right?
Mm-mm.
And so um The thing
And
about
she was
this
getting
is
the bag.
she was actually getting rid of the bag. She just wanted
Yeah,
the can.
yeah,
She just
yeah, yeah,
wanted
yeah, yeah.
but like so I can understand how you can get caught up in the moment of what was going on in the city. Like I said, the energy of that Knicks win was permeating through the city. So she was amongst people and
And
yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. She was amongst people and she was feeling it. She was like, "Yo, this is a limited edition. I'm about to have this for life. Like I probably wasn't able to get this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, but I see an opportunity right there and I'm going for it. I'm not like, yo, I'll put it like this. If this was the ticker tape parade of the 1973 Knicks, she'd have been Gucci. This
she
would have
would have
been
been
on
Gucci.
this would have been on Sotheby's right now this
Yeah,
year,
yeah,
selling
yeah.
for $1
Right,
million or
right,
whatever it would
right.
have been. Like it's just so sad because right now we're living in a place where there's nothing but cameras around. There's always going to be a camera around, and people are going to figure out who the hell you are. There is facial recognition apps right now that you can take a picture. You can take a picture of someone, put it into the app. It will find all of their social media things. You will go and find okay, this person's name is this. This is this person's sister. This person works here. This person does this. This like literally that's what goes on, and so I understand you got caught up in a moment, but now you done lost your job and gotta find. This is pretty sad. This is pretty sad.
I I just a New York trash can that was full of
Full
garbage,
of garbage, but like
and you took it home.
wouldn't be me, but I understand why
Like
she did it. I understand why she did it.
you could have bought. I would have rather have gone on Amazon and bought a cheap trash can
Oh gosh,
and
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 DIY.
spray
You see, you're
painted it
doing too
and
much. You're
DIY'd
doing
it
too much
myself
because it's not authentic, Jade. It
because
won't be authentic.
I. I mean, okay, so you want authentic New York City juice in your house? That's just gross. Okay? Because the juices in that trash can that was under that paint, because those wasn't new
Yikes!
trash cans. They took old trash cans, buffed them out, and then painted them. So you got old New York City juice caked in the bottom.
I
So
don't
when
think
that
so,
paint,
Jade. I think they
then
were
when that
fresh,
paint
brand new.
start to fade, no, they wasn't.
I think
Because when
they.
that paint start to fade, then now you're looking at the bottom of that trash can, and now you got bum bumps all over your face
Oh
because
yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
got a New York City trash
Oh
can
yeah.
full of juices in your
Yikes.
house, and you sat on the train and put your
Janae,
hand in there to clean it out.
Janae, you take the train. You take the train. You know what the New York City transit system is like. This is not even the weirdest thing you would have seen that day. What are you
It's
talking about?
not. It's not. First of all, for those of y'all who are listening, this Cutwater, yeah, boy.
Struggling.
Um, struggling. Um, Granted, that is not the strangest thing to have happened on a New York City train. We get it. Homeless people be shitting, regular people be shitting on the train. I get it. Rats be pole dancing. I've seen it all. What I'm saying is, I don't have those things happen by choice. This was
Mm,
a choice that a
mm,
grown woman made. She wasn't 25.
nah,
That frontal lobe developed.
for
And
15
she
years.
said, and she said, I'm going to take this New York City sanitation trash bin home. Now, usually I would be like, it's not that serious for
Mm.
JPMorgan to fire you, but you lack discernment. And so
I,
I can't even be mad at them for
so
firing you because what do you mean?
and I don't even think that you can sue them
No.
because you probably signed papers when you started that
There's a code
said
of
that
conduct.
the code of conduct, you can't go out, you can't embarrass the company, you are now a representative of said company and blah 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 blah, so yikes. Man.
Girl, I was going to talk about the progressives and how I don't really like them, but I'm a little inebriated, so I don't want to say nothing out of character.
Please.
So we're gonna save that for another day. But I will say this quickly: I'm not mad that the progressive was won. Okay? But there's something to be said about the fact that a lot of them did not campaign, nor did they canvass in the areas that they are representing. So that's all I'm going to say.
All right. I get where you're coming from, but Mom Donnie's people that he endorsed all won in New York for this primary that happened this past week. Um, Democratic Socialists are picking up steam, and things are moving across the country. It's just going to show that the country is looking for something different. And we're not
No,
talking
I
about
agree.
we're not talking about different in the way of, oh, we have Republicans right now, we want Democrats. We
No,
don't
I
even
get
want
it.
we don't even want the regular Democrats. We want something new. That's what's
No,
going
I
on
get
right now.
it. But the reality of the situation is the Democratic Socialist Party cannot exist, will not exist, and could not campaign the way that they've been campaigning without the old Democratic money. So, in order for you to do that, there needs to be some sort of decorum. For example, the black woman, the Afro Latina woman who just won for Harlem and a bunch of districts that she did not campaign in, when when election time was coming up, she called Kamala Harris a bitch. The only reason she apologized about it recently was because there was some steam on her head. My whole thing is this. I think the Democratic Party needs to take notes from the Democratic Socialist of America. Do not get me wrong.
Okay.
I think that that is definitely, there's a way for it to be synergistic in a way that works. What's not going to work for me is you disrespecting the party that feeds you in order to align with white progressives who are not serving the communities that are the ones that are supposed to be mostly benefiting from these ideas that you have. And y'all already know I was not about Mamdani when he started. I was not pro Mamdani, and I like him now. He's had some missteps. Yes, he's endorsed these people. That does not automatically mean that just because Mamdani said that these are his people, that they are right for the jobs that they have. Let's not get it twisted. I will wait and see what happens, but tread lightly. That's all
I
I'm
knew I
saying.
get I knew I'd get you going. You said you wasn't going to talk about it, and here you go.
Yeah, because you over here talking about some change. Yeah, we all want change, but not at the expense of black and brown communities, us being carried on, we
I hear
carrying the
that.
party on the back, and
I
then these
hear
white
that.
progressives are out voting us. The numbers let us know that black people did not vote, which
I
also, y'all gotta
so
vote. But anyway,
yo, Janae, I went to the polls on election day, and myself and my wife looked like we were the only people that came in for the last couple hours.
yeah,
And then when we signed in, when you go to the booth, that they're like, okay, what's your address? Where are you gonna go? And then they kind of check off, like they have like a list. They keep checking off who came in for the day. It didn't look like that many people. And
no,
I live in a neighborhood that votes. I'm gonna tell you that
no, and
right
it's,
now.
I mean, these are the type of elections, unfortunately, that people don't turn out for because they don't think that they're important, and they are important, right? Everyone lucked out this time because, again, I don't want to see these people fail, but I do have my eye on them because
Hmm.
I also feel like if you're going to serve these communities, you have to know the communities that you are serving, and you can't just know one side of that community, right? And I know for a fact that the woman who's now representing Harlem and all that other stuff who beat I can't remember his name right now. Cutwater's cutting. Um, she didn't canvass in that area. My mother doesn't know who that woman is. Do you get what I'm saying? And my mother will
I
be
get it.
affected by how she's represented. Did
I
my
get
mother
it.
vote this election? Absolutely not. Why? Because I didn't remind her to vote because she's
Yikes.
but at the
Yikes.
end of the day, at the end of the day, I need them to actually coalesce with the communities that they are going to be representing and not just the white progressive voices of transplants that don't belong in New York anyway, who are outvoting us and making sure that the life that they want to live is secure while kicking us out. That's all I'm saying.
You're making a great point there. However, we can't, like you said, you didn't really have it for Mom Donnie in the beginning, but you like him now. let's give these people a chance to prove you
Oh
wrong.
yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm giving them a chance to. That's why I didn't curse them out. I didn't call nobody out their name. I didn't say that they needed to be swallowed. None of that. This is the one time where, I think people with good intentions have won, but I need to make sure that their intentions include the whole circle and not just half of that circle. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Let's move on.
So you keep showing me this little boy, and
For
I
good
have
reason,
thoughts.
Joyhdae. For good
So
reason.
there's Young Roddo. He's 9 years old. He's from Chicago. He's in elementary
Is
school.
he
He has
only
Benny
9 years
Blanco,
old? I thought he was
Brent
in middle school.
Fayez. Is that how you
Nah.
say it? Fayez?
5 years, yeah.
Murder Beats, and Slim Jimmy in his comments telling him he's the future. His debut single was called No Bad Grades, dropped May 8th, 2026, and went viral almost immediately. The song is exactly what it sounds like. A little kid rapping about waking up, brushing his teeth, making his bed. His mama promised him to pay him for AIDS and losing a baby tooth. He filmed the video before school. Empire Records gave him a studio tour. His whole school played the song on the intercom and then chased him around the playground for 2 minutes asking for autographs. The internet obviously loves this kid. Genuinely, he's being compared to a young Chance the Rapper. But then he dropped another song called Miss Jackson, and that's where the conversation has kind of shifted because Miss Jackson is not No Bad Grades. The tone is a little different. The subject matter is a little bit more mature. Still coming from a 9-year-old, and people started asking, is this still age appropriate? Should a child this age be making music about certain topics, even if he has real talent and full parental support? His father is a music entrepreneur. He has industry infrastructure behind him. He's clearly not being exploited. This looks like a family, building legacy. But the question of what a kid this young should be performing and what we expect from him as his profile grows is the conversation that you and I are going to have. Because I
Yeah.
told you
Yeah.
after his last song that you sent to me about him singing about a little girl, I want to see more songs about school and good grades and black
Facts.
excellence.
Facts. It is a situation where once the internet catches a hold of this and it gets beyond crazy, it's now left to the parents to rein it in. And unfortunately, when they rein it in to the point where it's too where it's completely appropriate, people are going to start to lose interest and move on. But
Yeah.
the more he delves into this like little young puppy love stuff and all of that, people are going to be interested, and it's just going to get more and more spicy as he gets older and older. And so I don't know. For me, I don't know. I feel like I think I had this conversation with you and other people with my kids. Like, I don't want these children, I don't want my children to be in the public eye until they are old enough to do it on their own, and actually would be ready for the scrutiny that comes along with it. Like, um, did I hold them back from a potential career of like grandeur and all of that? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Who cares? But I'm going to protect my children regardless. Now it's going to, how do I say? For instance, let's take it to the complete other side of this same exact spectrum. Northwest just turned 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Northwest will be on a tour in August with an older artist or older artists in August in okay, so I tell y'all all the time, I come from the music industry as well. The music industry is a fucking dirty ass industry. Dirty, and it's like it's no place for children. And so for these people to be in clubs and different skeevy venues, nighttime, night after night, all of these sorts of things, you're going to be exposed to things that you're not supposed to be exposed to at a young early age. Things that people are going, because you're exposed to certain things, people are going to start looking at you in a different way that they shouldn't be looking at you, expecting things of you they shouldn't be expecting from you, and you're going to have experiences that you just should not have. I don't like it. I sent you videos in the beginning of Rado, like, thinking that it would be, something simple and easy. But as it gets bigger and bigger, I could just tell that it's going to come to a crossroads, and we're going to see which way his parents decide to take it. But it's a sad situation. I don't think the music industry is a place for children. I don't know, for young
I
children
don't
at
think it
that.
is.
At
I
that.
don't think it's a place for young children either. I think the kid is cute, right? And I
Hmm.
remember growing up, like we had age appropriate artists that we could kind of like agree, you know what I mean? That we could enjoy, right? Like there was Another Bad Creation, Immature. Like these people were our age, and it was all about like teenage love or whatever it was, right?
Okay.
In an
Okay.
appropriate manner. My
Okay.
concern for the kids now is that they listening to Young Miami.
I've seen videos of children in school singing "Spend That"
You know
with
what I
all the
mean?
words. With all the
And
words.
like and that's what concerns me. So I feel like if his parents do this the right way with great beats, good beats, and like age appropriate lyrics about things that kids can relate to, I can see I don't know that I would have necessarily a problem with it.
I I don't know. I
But
don't
I
know.
would
Like,
have a problem with it only because, as you said, the industry in of itself is not a place for children,
yeah.
right?
The thing the thing is, like, for instance, remember there was that little 4-year-old girl that was rapping, her and her father was like doing the music or whatever, and then she got a little spot on Abbott Elementary and did like
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
things here and there or whatever. She is, or she has been or whatever, keeping it like clean and whatever, but she's, for the most part, in my brain, as far as my algorithm, disappeared, really,
Yeah,
right?
she has.
Like, so for instance, there's people like, who else who was doing like little kids music? Obviously Willow Smith was like, yeah, 9-year-old whip my hair, yeah, I'm not into this, I'm out of it, and didn't come
And
back
now
out
she's
until she was an
back.
adult.
Right, now she's back.
Now you got that girl Lele. She was doing like music or whatever, that was whatever. Now I heard recently, now that she's an adult, I think she's an adult now, she got
Is
new
she?
music out. New music out that is a bit more kind of like the same sort of situation, but like, it's like, if you don't have a plan outside of the
She's
music
only
the
19.
the clean music is not going to get you really anywhere, really. And
But
so
see,
that's the
I mean,
problem
I
with
think that's
today.
an
That's the
interesting. I
problem with
think it
today.
is. No, but I think that's interesting, right? Because then you have Gracie's Corner, who's basically flipped that genre of like elementary school stuff with hip hop, and now they've got it. Now they're on Disney, right?
Okay, but that's a different
So,
scenario.
no,
That's
it
a
is a
different
different
scenario.
scenario, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Her parents were thinking, in my mind, bigger than
Bigger.
just
Yeah.
entertainment. And my issue with it is always that a lot of these parents are not doing this because, like, if I were to get my kid in the entertainment industry, even for a little bit of time, it would be to create a nest egg for them to pursue something other than this industry that has, from what we've seen,
Okay.
chew you up and spit you out, right? And when I talk about a nest egg, I'm talking about a college fund. I'm talking about things for that child so that when they get to that age of when they're able to decide what they want to do, that nest egg has already been created. A lot of these parents,
Okay.
I feel like, are not doing it just for the nest egg, they're doing it for the fame. And to your point that you make all the time, you would rather the
The,
money
the
and the
money.
access than the fame, right?
Correct. Correct.
And that's how I would approach it myself if I were a parent and my child had
Yeah.
some talent. It's not about
Yeah.
I don't want my child to be famous. I don't want weirdos on the internet know what my child looks like, following my child, dissecting
Listen.
everything that my child does. That's just, to me, that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay. But if I had a talented child and I knew that this was a way for them to create a foundation for themselves as they became older, because it's very finicky, right? Because your child starts to grow, their face changes, their voice gets deeper, whatever it is, and the cuteness falls away, and then people start, that whole thing starts to shift. I'm not chasing that. We're gonna
Yeah.
get this done in this little time frame that we
Yeah.
have so that now
Yeah.
you can live a normal life, and then you can do what you want to do with the money that you've
Yeah.
earned. And that's how I would approach it.
I
He's not
got
approaching it like that either.
I got one more point for you. Going back to kind of where you started. All them groups of children that was making age appropriate music that you were saying when we were kids. Can you tell me any one of them? I'm just because I can't think of it at the moment. Any one of them that are well adjusted right now?
Absolutely not one of them. The only one that I can think of who none of them have had without fault. But again,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that my point isn't that it's necessary, right? But I'm just saying we had options,
Mm.
right? Like my mother, my cousins were not letting me listen to um I want to be a freak until the night, until the dawn, because there were options for me as a child. Children need options. They don't have options now. Now we got little girls in cars with their mamas and their daddies talking about some spin that shit, spin that shit. You know what I mean? So that's my point, is that
Yeah.
children do need options.
Yeah.
Do I think that this Young Roddo kid is the option? Like I said, the last two songs I've heard of him have just been about spending all his Robux money. Why are we doing that? You know what I mean? Like, why is that even a topic of discussion for you?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, that's a little
Yeah.
grown for me, in the sense that, like, why are you spending Roblox
Now
money on
you tricking. Now you tricking at
right
9 years
at
old, which
9 years old?
is crazy.
Crazy
Yeah.
concept. You know what I mean? That's why
Yeah.
I said to you, I
Yeah.
want us to get back to like school and excellence and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
not saying that it's like the right road for them to take, but I just feel like kids do need age appropriate music, because the artists that we have now, none of them cater to these kids.
I get that. Like it's a situation because it's
It
like
is.
I've been driving my kids in my car since they've been born. That's over 12 years now. And it's always like cuz I'm a music person, but like at the end of the day, if I'm in the car and I turn on the music, and I just got to keep clicking
Right.
next every time I'm playing music.
Right.
I'm gonna end up
I
playing
mean,
sports
listen.
radio. I'm gonna end up playing podcasts. I'm gonna end up playing something else, news or whatever, because it's hard, and
And
none
it's
of that
like,
stuff is good either.
and
Really.
like this kid is not well adjusted now, but it's like even when Justin Bieber was out, he was making songs that were, you know what I mean, like appropriate for the his target audience, right?
Ish,
Under the baby,
ish,
baby, baby, like those songs
ish,
were age appropriate. You know what I mean? But he was
ish.
younger. Now I'm not talking about when he was like prepubescent, like hormones was going crazy, and he was out here thinking he was in his R&B bag. But like when he was making pop music, like it was age appropriate, right?
So I will never forgive y'all because I tried my hardest to not like Justin Bieber, but y'all just keep giving that man fire music. Like y'all just kept
Uh,
in the writers' room, just giving that
honestly,
man fire. Okay, but
I
anyway, I
outside of
never
that
forgive
baby
y'all.
song, I don't know nothing about that man. I'm Kiki
Janae,
Palmer to the bullshit. I'm sorry, I
Janae,
don't know that man. Um,
you
I don't know his music.
there's some cuts on his in his catalog that I'm like, damn, you could have gave that to somebody else. Damn it.
But even the
Anyway.
boy bands we had, right? Like In Sync and Backstreet Boys, like it was harmless love songs, right?
Mm.
Now kids had like, I mean, not now, but it's like if they are boy bands that exist, they go in a Pretty Ricky route. I don't want my little sister listening on the hotline.
Pretty Ricky and B2K got a
We're not
versus
talking about
coming
that.
up.
Let's not
They
even
got a
bring that up. Let's not even bring that up. We're not even gonna do that. Like, why would you even try to bring that up? Nobody asked for that. Nobody asked for that. Okay? We
I
don't care.
guarantee you somebody asked for that.
And I think
Somebody
it
did.
actually already happened. And I
Oh,
heard that
did
it was
it?
more
Okay.
entertainment than anything else.
Okay.
But nobody
Okay.
asked for that. Anyway, moving right along.
Because we got to finish up real soon.
Yeah. Jay-Z and, well, not even Jay-Z, but Beyonce's tired of y'all talking about her baby hair and her man's hair. Okay? She wants
Facts.
y'all to leave the people that she loves alone. First of all, I love how petty this family is.
without without saying stuff, they say stuff, man. It's
Without
crazy.
saying stuff. And they do it in such a, I wish I could be this type of Virgo. Because I'm not. My petty, I'm nasty with it.
Mm,
Beyonce's classy with it. Okay?
classy.
She dropped a vlog on Sacred, 7 minutes, on Father's Day titled The Blueprint. And within hours, I shared it with you. You basically told me you had to go back and watch it again, like a couple. I
I
watched it a few times.
over and over again. Yeah.
So the vlog documents Jay-Z combing out his locks before his Roots performance in Philadelphia. 8 years of locks, 6 days to comb them out. The result, y'all have seen it, his beautiful fro, that he did in honor of his late father, Adnis Reeves, who used to rock the same style. But the reason Jay grew his locks in the first place is what really had people like obsessed even further. Beyonce narrates the whole thing and she reveals that when Blue Ivy was about 5 years old, she told her father she wasn't feeling confident about her hair. And his response was to grow his own hair out so that she could see that her hair was like his. So with 8 years of locks started because his little girl didn't feel beautiful. And that little girl went on to narrate Hair Love, which was a big book that came out,
Yeah.
nominated for Grammys and all kinds
Mm-hmm.
of stuff. Appeared in
Mm-hmm.
Formation and Family. I don't know about Family Feud. Oh, the video Family Feud with her natural hair. I thought they meant the game show Family Feud. With her natural hair and winning a Grammy before she was even a teenager. Meanwhile, the vlog is also clearly, obviously, a sacred ad. Every product used during the 6-day lock removal process is named and priced. The hairstylist is credited. Beyonce thanks Jay for trusting Sacred on his hair journey. She has built this whole entire brand moment around her husband's hair transformation, and it worked beautifully. Um,
Facts.
Worth noting, because I'm petty, Nicki Minaj, whose husband can't even pick their son up from school, has spent months trolling Jay-Z about his locks and saying that it's a lace front wig. Um, she would never say anything about B out loud because she knows.
Better.
But I also feel like this was B's way of being like, hold your horses,
Mm-hmm.
bitch, when it comes to my man. I have watched that vlog a couple of times because there were so many layers to it. From the beauty of him growing his hair out for Blue to all the black women who helped him take his locks out,
Mm-hmm.
to him loving his natural hair. There were so many moments and elements of it. Unfortunately, I am not a sacred user, but I'm not gonna hold you. A part of me was like, nah, I need to go get something from Sacred because this was beautiful. This was, it had
Yeah.
me in my feels.
Yeah, I wish I had hair. But
It
I
grows it. You better go get you
I'm
some
more
Sacred drops.
I more so was taken aback by just the reasoning behind this and it dropping on Father's Day and it being this love story to from him to his daughter. And it's sort of, it was similar to like when people chop off all their hair when their friend or family has like cancer and has to go through
Right.
chemo or whatever.
Right.
Like it was just so beautiful. Um like it is, black hair is a thing. It's depending, all different um types that we have. And um I have two daughters and they both have two different types of hair. My wife and I have two different types of hair. And like I've watched hair day, wash day, all the time, like from all the crying, all of the straightening, all the smiles after it's done, like all the things. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of like soul searching, it's a lot of heart and love and pain and like all of that stuff all up in one. So for him to go through this journey for his daughter was just like, it like did something for me on Father's Day. So, it was great. It was great to see, and just to have, like you say, Beyonce is petty, but it's also, with all the pettiness, it was also just beautifully done. Well done,
So
well
beautifully
produced. It
done.
was just, man, it was great. It took it,
It was,
like, I mean, kudos to y'all.
and as someone who has struggled with her own, and I've mentioned this on like my personal socials of like not knowing how to do my hair, and it took me a while to embrace my natural hair. Seeing something like this moved me in another way too, because I realized that like it's hair. Like it's not, it's black hair is a love letter to our ancestry.
Mm-hmm.
And this I mean, I've it didn't take this video to tell me, because I've since embraced my hair. So don't get on the comment section being like, not keep saying it. That's not what I'm saying at all. But it reminded me that our hair is a love letter to our ancestry. And it's something that I don't think a lot of us, myself included, for a very long time, appreciated. And now we've gotten to a point where our hair deserves, and it has always deserved, to not only be appreciated, but loved and treated well and maintained properly. And I don't maintain my hair properly because I don't know how to do hair. Shout out to Dawn, though. That's my hairstylist. I got to see her in a couple weeks because. But I love the fact that, y'all talked bad about Blue Ivy when that baby was a baby. Y'all talked about how her hair was kept. Y'all talked about everything. So it's no surprise that at a young age, she felt a certain way about her hair, because she probably was getting that from people, not around her, but she was going to school. She was in spaces where people were probably making her aware that people were saying things about her hair that was not complimentary. And this is Beyonce's way of letting y'all know that I saw y'all hoes. Now
They
look at
see
my baby
everything,
hair.
by the way. They see everything, by the way. Just
Now
so
look at
y'all
my
know.
baby's hair and look at her father. So look what happened in 8 years with her father. Okay, no
and blue
cut Caesar with the deep waves to that.
and Blue's hair is down her back. So like, like what are we
Not
talking
only
about?
is like I listen,
Yeah.
I try not to be super parasocial about this couple and this little girl, but not only is Blue's hair down her back, her passport is stamped. What's your excuse?
What's your excuse? Anyway, we gotta focus. We gotta focus. We
Okay,
gotta be done. We
next
gotta be
topic,
done.
last topic, last topic. Since we're talking about the Carters,
Yeah.
I need y'all artists, new and old, to take note of what my number one artist has done in celebration of the
Wow.
30th end of this Cutwater is cutting of Reasonable Doubt. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It turned 30 years old yesterday, June 25th. 30 years since we all know Sean Carter put out a debut album that peaked at number 23 on the Billboard 200 and somehow still became the most studied album in hip hop history. Roc Nation celebrated by taking over New York City. Free pop ups launched simultaneously in Dumbo, Brooklyn, and at the Bowery subway station in Manhattan. The Dumbo location inside Smack Mellon, the former boiler house that appeared in the background of the Dead President's video, had walls lined with vinyl, archival footage on loop, and the actual 1993 Lexus GS300 from that video parked outside. There was limited merch, rare reissues, a free copy of the DJ Clue S. Carter Collection mixtape was being quietly handed out to visitors. The Brooklyn Public Library put out a JAY-Z 30 library card. Blue Ivy showed up to the Brooklyn pop-up with him. Photos of the two of them throwing up the rock sign together have been floating around. And this was all just a warm-up, because y'all already know in next month, in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks,
We in there.
he's at Yankee Stadium. He's taking over. July 10th is Reasonable Doubt. July 11th is the Blueprint at 25th anniversary. July 12th is Extra Innings. Listen. He also has an 8-part interview with Rick Rubin that was just announced coming to HBO this fall.
Wow.
And he's done all of this without releasing a new album. If y'all have ever wondered about what it means to really fully market something,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
gave y'all game for free.
There's not, I don't think there is a company in music better than Roc Nation at this.
Nah.
I don't think so. Like literally when you look at the activations and the partnerships, this man partnered with literally every major business that you could think of. Down to
But not
down to
Target. Sorry.
okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. But
Sorry.
down to when you think about it, who can do this? There part of the marketing was with Apple Music.
Mm-hmm.
The raps on the train of all of
Spotify.
the Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
Who does that? Who can do that?
Jay.
Nobody.
This is why he is my favorite artist of all time for a reason. I only mess
That's
with
crazy.
greatness.
That's
I only mess
crazy.
with greatness. Him, his wife, and then when Blue decides she want to be a rapper, because I don't know that she's gonna be a singer. I feel like she's gonna be a rapper, but that's just me.
My
Anyway,
my current library card is a JAY-Z library
like
card
let's think about that.
from the last time. And there's more.
And I'm
I
not
gotta go
gonna
back and
hold
get
you.
another one.
I might actually go to Brooklyn to go to the library so that I can get a Brooklyn library card for the 30th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt. And I have made myself plenty clear to those who are close to me that I don't do Brooklyn. I don't go to Brooklyn. I might go for this card though. I've gone to Brooklyn for you. You don't count. Don't look at
That's
me like
why.
that.
That's why I tag every single one of these episodes as Brooklyn, even though half of the show is not in Brooklyn. What?
I don't do Brooklyn. I
Yeah.
go to Brooklyn to get my hair done
Mm-hmm.
and to get JAY-Z library cards and to hang with Ryan and his wife when they invite me out to Brooklyn. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Nobody, your favorite artist is not doing it like the Carters. And I need y'all to understand that. From his wife to him, this man there's no new album as far as we know. I still think a new album is coming, but there's no new album.
As of
They're
today.
doing this for an album that dropped 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about fireworks on the Hudson, timed to an album that dropped 30 years ago. Your fave could never. My fave?
Like, Janae, think about that. The only other firework display that happens like this over the Hudson is for
Say
the
it.
4th of July.
Say it.
Who else can
Say
do
it.
this? Y'all try to
Say
do the
it.
things. Y'all try to do the things this man has done. Try it. Try to get the.
And y'all
Try to
like
get the.
trying to y'all keep trying to downplay this man's greatness because y'all don't like, I don't know why y'all don't like him. Y'all don't like him. And that's fine. That's your business. Your taste sucks anyway. But your favorite artist wants to be him. I promise you, if your favorite artist could trade places with JAY-Z, he has not put out new music and sold out 3 nights in Yankee Stadium in under an hour. Your favorite artist could never.
Could never.
The only other person who could do this is his
My
wife.
favorite artist.
That's it. That's it. And maybe Taylor Swift. But we're not talking about her because she's a MAGA princess and we don't do that over here.
God.
But mind you, she's supposed to be getting married on July 4th. Could that be more MAGA coded? Anyway.
Oh, man.
Let me just let y'all know that I will be at Yankee Stadium on July 11th. I'm not telling y'all what section because I don't need nobody trying to pull up on me. I will be going bar for bar.
She gonna be in section. Okay, sorry.
First of all, I already knew you wasn't gonna do that because I remember one time I posted a video on my day in the life of like the entrance of my job, and you called. You didn't even text me. You called me. And was like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to take that down and do that over
down
because people are crazy.
Take that down.
So I already knew you was about to give that.
Meanwhile, this girl is walking from her house, showing you everything from her house all the way into her office. Are you dumb? You started it like that. Are you dumb, Janae?
Yo, I posted that video. It was up for like 3 minutes. Ryan called me like, yo, I'm gonna need you to take that down and do that over. I don't know what you need to do, but you need to do that over because
wild.
And I was like, but it's just the entrance. It don't show nothing. And he was like, are you dumb? I said, are you dumb?
There's a dude on social media right now that is wild crazy. He's on some sort of spectrum or something or whatever. Like he could see like a little small tiny speck in a picture, and then he can pinpoint where the hell you took that picture down to the exact like anywhere in the world he can figure it out. And he's like, well, I did this, I saw this, and this was made in this place, and so when they made it in this place, they only gave it to these specific places. So I went to all 3 of those places, and this I was like, nah.
He was so serious about it. I was like, it's just the entrance of my building. And he was like, yeah, somebody come kidnap you and then we gotta go and do all this. Take it down. So I was like, fine. And then I took it down and redid it and took that part out. Anyway. All right,
let's finish it
that's all to us to say. Our faves could, your faves could never. Can't. Dad jokes.
Dad jokes.
What baseball player makes the best cake?
What baseball player makes the Darryl Strawberry?
No, because it's not a literal baseball player. The batter.
Yikes. I'm gonna do this joke because I feel like I did this joke, and you said I didn't do this joke, but I'm gonna do it again because my old brain can't remember if I did this joke.
We've
All
done a
right.
lot of jokes in this genre, so that's why I can't remember
Jeez.
specifically.
Why are pirates so bad at learning the alphabet?
They just are.
Because they spend years at sea. Y'all tell me if I said that already. I don't know. Something about that joke tells me I did that already.
Oh, before I get on to my next joke, Natalie wanted you to know that megahertz, terrible joke.
Natalie, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Because the ones you be sending in ain't no better than that. And that was killer. That was amazing. That was a great joke.
Natalie said megahertz. Terrible
Stop
joke,
it.
awful.
Stop it, Natalie.
Okay. I have a question. That's a thought for you. Cutwater is cutting right now. What if umbrellas were supposed to be called brellas, but the person just hesitated?
Wow. This is why you don't need no edibles today. This is exactly why you don't need no edibles.
Shout out to Carlisa for that one.
Because the way you would be stuck on that.
But you think about it though. What if they was really supposed to be called brellas?
That's a weed thought for sure. That's a weed thought.
I'm definitely getting edibles.
That's a weed thought. No, you're not.
Maybe
Janae.
not next recording.
No, you're not.
I'm not gonna tell you. I'm just gonna show up. I'm just pulling up.
You ain't gonna show up. You ain't gonna show up. You gonna think you showed up. You ain't gonna show up.
I'm gonna be like, yo, where are you? I'm recording. Where are you?
Exactly. All right. So this one, since you've given my people's jokes away, I'm gonna also give my people's jokes away because I got reamed today. Like, is you gonna tell my joke or what? Like I'm like, damn.
Tell these people jokes.
Jeez. All right. So last night I tried to read the entire dictionary in bed. I didn't make it. I got up to pee. I got up to pee.
That's what I said. I made that no pee.
Wow, Janae. Wow. Get to your jokes before you can't speak anymore. Jesus.
This joke is out of pocket because I missed doing out of pocket jokes. Hold on. Why are priests terrible at racing?
Why are priests terrible at racing? Why, Janae? Why?
They always come in a little behind.
See, when I said that you was gonna come with a out of pocket priest joke last week, you was like, no, why would I do that? I'm always right, people. I'm always right. This is the proof. This is the proof. Proof is in the proof is in the batter. The proof is in the batter.
A little behind is wild.
Wow. All right.
A little behind is wild. I apologize.
Okay.
I
Yikes.
don't.
Okay.
I don't.
All right. So this
Maybe
one I'm
gonna
pedophiles. All right, I'm gonna use this one because somebody, like in the joke that we posted this past week on social media, somebody left a joke in the comments, and I'm pretty sure you didn't read it, so hopefully you didn't. All right.
I didn't.
Which fast food chain is most likely to win a basketball tournament?
In-N-Out.
Duncan. Virgo Season Show at gmail.com is the email address. Send us more jokes. Why not? Why not? VirgoSeasonShow.com is a website. I said that. I said that right.
You did. Cutwater, you should sponsor us because you be cutting.
I'll take the sponsorship.
Virgo Season Show is where you can find us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. I can't remember Instagram for a second. You can find Ryan at Black Ryan. on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And you can find me at JAΙ-Z on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram.
All right. All right. Okay. So, wow. A woman got kicked out of the hospital today.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Apparently, the sign that says stroke patients here didn't mean what she thought it did. Bye. I gotta get on my plane. I gotta catch my plane later.
Now she's stroking patients.
Virgo season.